Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still in the process of building up our government stuff. Our finances are really off sideways here. I feel like, well, this consumption tax on tobacco can go. That's providing us with nothing. Functionally nothing. So yeah, I think our next expansion target is going to be the Khalsa Raj. And we're going to grab Punjab, which is kind of a core area of theirs. So for that, we're going to need... Our situation is going to need to be good. Also, I changed the map theme. I changed all of the themes to the new stuff for the DLC. So now the ocean is lovely. I don't know what color to call this, but we've got a nice background here. I don't know what language this is, but, you know, we're doing our best. Yeah, generally liking the overall design. Like the mountains we got here, here, and here. That's nice. Generally well set up. Yeah, liking the map so far. And we got different color thematics for various different stuff sitting around here as well. So I think that's mostly DLC stuff, just sort of cosmetic stuff, but it is nice. Alright, so while we get our infamy down, we're working on building up we're working on getting our infamy down and getting Colonial Resettlement passed. I really need to figure out what to do about our cash flow situation. I could get it up to 0, but building up those construction sectors really made things difficult for me. Let me see how the market's looking once again. Yeah, iron is unfortunately extremely expensive. Wood is pretty expensive too, but where's tools? Tools are reasonably affordable. So I could definitely put our logging camps onto the sawmills method, and that'll produce more wood, which should make it at least a little bit cheaper for me. And we'll go to coal mines, to Atmo pump engine for the coal mines. Livestock ranches. Would it be better to put them onto the extra tool methods? I think probably, but we'll see. We'll see what it comes out to. How are things going over here? Are we still in starvation here? No. The country is very poor, but not starving. Bureaucratic imbroglio. I despise this. Lawmakers working towards the enactment of colonial resettlement have found themselves mired in a particularly complex set of bureaucratic proceedings, grinding the work towards reform to a near halt. The fully developed bureaucratic apparatus compares with other organizations exactly as does the machine with the non-mechanical modes of production. That is to say, the teeth of its individual gears meet in accord, or its gears will gnash and churn until it eventually breaks. Damn this labyrinthine legal system, increase enactment time, reduce enactment chance, or cut through at least some of the red tape. I can't, actually, I don't have that much I have a lot of bureaucracy. I've got a lot of bureaucracy. How does everything cost so much bureaucracy? Oh, this hurts. But I'm going to have to cut through at least some of the red tape. That's just how it's going to be. That's going to hurt our finances even more, but that just is what it is. We've got to tolerate it. We don't have another option. Maybe if I spend even more on iron frame construction, we can build even faster, and that will allow us to get our government admin sorted out even sooner. That's right. That's sensible, right? At least it's reasonable. Again, my goal is to not have to do a consumption tax on something that's really important for regular people, because that's likely to cause a giant dip in standard of living, and that's something I really would rather not have. Alright, suspected proselytism. The presence of Protestant clergymen in Karnataka has caused some locals to suspect that the British East India Company is planning on attempting converting people to Christianity. That the company seeks to impose their own ideas of civilization on us is well known. Who is to say the next step is not mass conversions? They pretend to respect our faith to keep the peace, but have they not all along painted it as merely another cultural element inferior to their own? Surely they're just abiding their time for the eventual project of forcing us all to adopt their beliefs. Couldn't be further from the truth. Or no conversion in Karnataka, 5% of Protestant pops become more radical, but Hindu priesthood becomes happier. Or if they are there to promote their faith, they may do so. 2% of Hindu pops become more radical. Will decrease stability in all three presidencies by 1 every month for a year. 5% Protestant pops become more loyal. I'm gonna do the first one, friends. I don't want my Raj to become unstable. A peasant movement. Interesting. So that's new. They're land reformers. Alright, cool. Interesting. Pluralist. Interesting. Pluralist is a new ideology from the DLC that's just for multiculturalism and against all other types of citizenship law. That's really interesting. It's quite curious. Yeah, they're adding new ideologies every so often. Come on, give me that government admin. Oh, okay, I see. The financial thing is partially... it changes up when the private sector uses some of the construction sector, some of the construction allocation, which it does not do often. How much of my cash am I losing due to... Stall? No! No! Stop it! I got 2 stall events in a row. Serbian mass immigration. Well, that's exciting. There's the poor huddled masses achievement. Well, I mean, Serbians will be accepted here because we're at racial we're at cultural exclusion. Hindustani national movement. Interesting. All right, we are at 6. So once we get below 6, we'll be able to go after the Khalsa Raj. That's going to cost us a pile of cash to do. I'm really desperate here for government admin, but I can't get there any faster than how I'm currently getting there. So it simply is what it is. Kalapani. Due to prescriptions in the Hindu faith against crossing the seas, soldiers have been allowed an exemption from overseas service in the past. Some administrators now argue that this exception should be removed. While it may seem convenient to demand overseas service of every soldier, this has already been the cause of conflict in the past. In 24, several regiments in Bengal staged a mutiny over a planned march to Burma, fearing they would be sent by sea. If we want to recruit from the higher castes, we must understand how seriously they take this taboo. It is necessary to account for local traditions. Presidency Army gets salty, and relations with Great Britain deteriorate. That's not ideal. Or they must serve wherever they are needed. 2% of Hindu and officers and servicemen become more radical. Presidency and stability will decrease in all 3 presidencies by 1 every month for 1 year. I'm going to say it's necessary to account for these local traditions. I know we're building a failed state, but I don't want to collapse. What are relations with Great Britain? Oh, they're fine. They're fine. It's fine. Great Britain, are you going to go after China for a treaty port? Usually they do that first thing. Austrian-Ottoman rivalry. Interesting. Power block embassy. Sind. Ooh, don't love that. Don't love that. I'm gonna need to go after them eventually. Come on, give me my government admin. How much am I... I'm getting 20% tax waste from this. And how much am I losing from insufficient... for unrealized taxes, I'm losing 169k. So this should only be from regional. And then... I don't know how to tell how much is coming from this. But it should be about 20%. So I should be increasing my national revenue by about 28,000. Once I get enough bureaucracy to do the thing I'm trying to do built. Public address goes awry. Okay, I've had 3 stalls in a row on 20% chance. What are the chances of that? 1 in 125. Public address goes awry. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of colonial resettlement by Joseph Connor has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the presidency armies. Fumbling his way through a series of poorly presented talking points, Joseph Connor's arguments have been viciously and convincingly picked apart by his political opponents. The question on everyone's lips now is merely if this mishap was due to the inherent failings of colonial resettlement, or can be chalked down to the political incompetence of the presidency armies. It's the fault of this poorly thought-out proposal, reduce enactment chance. Connor must take the blame, slightly reduce enactment chance, he becomes less popular, and the presidency armies become weaker, or scrap the current draft and make a show of a rewrite. I'm going 1-to-1 on, this would give me 10% enactment chance, but also a setback. I'm going to go with the middle one. That's going to get me down to 19%. But I feel like I still might be able to squeeze it here. 40% debate chance isn't bad. And again, my chance of an actual stall is only 20%. New neighbors, new grudges. Oh, I don't like the sound of this. A minority group of Serbians has recently settled in the state of Karnataka, seeking a better future. However, the local English elites are stirring up resentment, claiming the Serbian newcomers will destroy the traditional way of life. They don't belong here. Our English customs, our way of life, they'll be lost if we let the Serbians settle, claimed a prominent landowner, his words echoing through the taverns and markets of Madras. The newcomers, hopeful but weary, whisper of opportunity, but face closed doors and hostile stares. The Serbian people must accept their lot. Acceptance of Serbian pops is reduced by -5. 20% of English upper strata become more loyal. 25% of Serbians become more radical. We must foster harmony between the peoples, whether Serbian or English. Okay, so this is a permanent adjustment here. 5% of pops in Karnataka, the whole state, become more radical. 25% chance Serbian acceptance is reduced. 50% chance is increased slightly. 25% chance is increased significantly. Or the old English ways cannot continue to dominate our modern nation. 20% of English upper stratum pops become more radical. Acceptance of Serbian pops in Karnataka only is increased by 20. So this one is... So this is interesting. How big is the Serbian population in Karnataka right now? So we have 18k Serbians, 25k English. Serbian is at 60 acceptance, so they are treated as... Where is it? Can you show me the level of acceptance? I mean, it's this, but... Hold on. What's this say? Okay, so 60... So they're second-class citizens. So giving them extra acceptance won't meaningfully impact them. It'll increase their wages. But dropping them will drop them into open prejudice. Now this one's a mistake, because 5% of all pops in Karnataka includes all the locals, the actual people who live here, the Tamil people. It's not just the English and the Serbians. So I'm going to have to do the third one, because 20% of English pops becoming more radical, not that big of a deal. 5% of all pops in Karnataka becoming more radical, huge problem. And that's just going to have to deal with things. Alright, so still hasn't impacted interest group loyalty, which is what's important here. Alright, we are at the point where I can challenge the Khalsa Raj. So, they've got a significant army, so I'm going to need to send the Bengal army. Now, if I do this, do they have any problematic diplomacy? They do not. They have an overlordship over Jammu. Jammu, I'm not scared of. So, if I steal Punjab, anyone going to step in? Looks like not. Great Britain could join, but it wouldn't be a tragedy if they didn't. 18.9 infamy, but I can live with that much. I'm at 5.3 right now. So let's do it. Alright, they've said no. Shocking nobody. Let's bring the Bengal army to bear. And of course we will designate the Khalsa Raj as our strategic objective. Now, should I stop building during this war? This war is going to be moderately expensive, but on the other hand, I don't necessarily want to put myself in a situation where I'm not making progress on dealing with my bureaucracy problem, because the bureaucracy problem is a real giant problem. Ooh, that number is not as good as I was hoping it would be. I may need the armies of the other presidencies here, but I want to save some cash, so... Maybe this mobilization plan was not wise. Francis embargoing mascara. I think I can live with that. Now, Great Britain You'd accept the transfer as subject, but I don't want that. An obligation, I don't want that. All right. Well, I'm gonna do this myself then. Wait until a little later, and then bring the Bombay army in. Whoa, this is really costing me. This is mega expensive. Discord within the Hindu priesthood. An influential faction within the Hindu priesthood has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of colonial resettlement. Themselves in favor of the law, they've now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. How can you stand idly by and watch the world pass before your eyes? Have you no sense of honor, of duty to your fellow man? I say nay to such lack of ambition, and I dare say I am not alone in this. With their support, the bill shall pass. 5% increase, 15% increased enactment chance. Hindu priesthood 5% weaker. Or the East India Company extend an open hand to these mavericks. Stronger East India Company, much weaker Hindu priesthood, but only 10% enactment chance. I'm gonna go with the first one. I want to keep as much enactment chance here as I can. By the way, in case you haven't noticed, I'm doing my terrible British accent for all of my all of our event text here. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not great. Okay, here we go. So yes, so Great Britain is going after China for their treaty port. I am probably not going to get involved in that. Ooh, but I'm... Alright. I'll put these units in. I have a chance of... Okay, so take a look at the... The war space is only... Can I tell where the frontier is? Only in this view. Let's wait till the war pops off, and then it'll be easier to see. This is really rough. If I completely stop building... Let me get one more government admin. It doesn't feel like my amount of bureaucracy is really going up here. And I'm feeling pretty peeved about that. They can't hire. Why can't they hire? Oh, that's a real problem. Alright, so... Yes, so it's only along our border, so I did need to do this. Battle's going well overall. Force comparison is rock solid. I'm going to have to demobilize some of these armies once this war ends. Alright, we are losing over there because we're trying to fight in two places. But again, if we can get Punjab, then that's kind of all we need. Mandate expanded for colonial offices 3. Alright, so that's pretty good. I think, what's that going to do? Power block. Colonial offices 3. Okay, reduced bureaucracy cost of colonial affairs. That's actually a huge deal for us because we're about to do colonial affairs. And extra colony growth generation, which is also nice. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that overall. Crooked connections. Debate. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding colonial resettlement, Robert Grant of the East India Company has approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connections within the state apparatus. He's being sneaky. A few words in the right ears is all I'm asking for. Everything within the bounds of the law, of course. Although I cannot guarantee our opponents in this matter will view such actions with much glee. Granted permission, time is of the essence. Riot's unhappy, or but reduced enactment time. Or no, we do this by the book or not at all. Increased enactment time. I'm completely fine with increasing enactment time, so I'm going to do the second one. We'll just leave that be. Again, not the government admins not hiring, really a problem. Not exactly sure how to deal with it either. I absolutely cannot afford to increase government wages. There's the war with Great Qing. Harvest condition. Ooh, hold on. I shouldn't have clicked through that. Where do I... Should be a market. Food security. Harvest conditions. Optimal sunlight. Oh, great. So that's good. That's very good. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so that's this whole area. That's wonderful. Very excellent. Alright. We are now, once again, winning a battle in Punjab. We've got a hold of 14% of the state. So hopefully we'll be able to continue there and not have losing battles happening in other places. Alright, we are winning this battle in the Punjab Hills as well. So that's rock solid. Starvation happening there, that's unfortunate. Am I still building in the place where the government admins can't hire? Because if so, tragedy. No, I'm building them up in Bihar now. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll be able to hire there, and that'll help with our financial problem. Again, Colonial Resettlement is going to cost us some more cash, but that just kind of is how it is. So I think my plan here, once I'm done with the Khalsa Raj war, I'll demobilize the Bengal army, and then we'll grab the Bombay army, and we'll move them somewhere that's a little bit closer, and then once one of these naval invasions lands, we'll be good to go. Chiang Mai improving relations. Wonderful. That sounds lovely. And Persia's going after Kalat. Let's see. You're trying to get Bampur. Okay, well, as long as you're not trying to get... Makran is in my list, right? Makran is not in my list. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Popular playwright endorses reform. In the midst of the debate surrounding colonial resettlement, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the East India Company, has staged a widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. The man's viewpoints may be somewhat partisan, but sir, you cannot argue with his prose. Colonial resettlement will be on everyone's lips now, 10% enactment chance. This sure puts the East India Company in a good light, 10% stronger East India Company. Or let us ensure the play gets a wider international audience, 20 prestige. I'm going to go with the first one. I'm always going for that enactment chance. I don't want to stall out here. I've already got one setback. I was tempted to take a second, but I did not, and I'm continuing to think that was the right call. Not to take that settlement. Burma is damaging relations. Burma! You fool! Oh my god, I'm gonna build in you? Alright, sorry. We're just being weird now. Okay, let's get going. Here. Media player. Right, force comparison's looking rock solid. I've done a lot of damage to the Khalsa Raj's armies at this point. Alright, so we've built some kind of divided front here. But we've got a hold of Punjab. So, Khalsa Raj, give me Punjab. Give me Punjab! Give me Punjab! There we go. We're getting our bureaucracy problem fixed. Alright, here we go. Give me Punjab. Alright, so that's that. And now I'm going to demobilize the Bengal army. I'm going to put the Bombay army over here. In Singapore. Hey, I wonder if that that service overseas thing is going to impact this situation. Hopefully not. The Mountain of Light. With the capture of Lahore by British Indian forces, we've now acquired the legendary Koh-i-Noor diamond. My lord, a detailed account of the Lahore treasury is now available. Of note are the 3 gems: the Darya-i-Noor, the Kiraj-i-Alam, and of course the Koh-i-Noor. Excellent. I prefer these Indians than the ones across the continent. After all, a diamond is far better addition to one's cap than a feather, wouldn't you say? Quite so, my lord. Prepare them for transport. We must ensure they are present for the great exhibition, proof of our conquest in the East. Present the diamond as a spoil of war to Queen Victoria. 2% of South Asian pops in the East Indian Company become more radical. Don't love that. British Indian relations toward the British Raj improved by 10. East Indian Company becomes happier, gifted the Koh-i-Noor. Or transport the diamond to our treasury in Calcutta. 2% of South Asian pops in British East Indian Company become more loyal. Relations with Great Britain deteriorate by 5. I'm going to go with the second one. 2% of South Asian pops in the East Indian Company becoming more loyal is a fantastic option. Excellent. Kalat backs down in the play with Persia. Interesting. All right, so this paves the way for us going after Sindh. So, what is 6.4 to make them a protectorate? And now, all we need to do is wait for the British to achieve a front here. So how are these naval invasions going? This one's at 50%. This one's at 26%. So yeah, you know, they're moving along at a good clip. Gold discovered in northern Colombia. Interesting. Setback? Gosh darn it. Damn you, Colonial Resettlement! Oh, things are going... I'm down bad with Colonial Resettlement. I'm down bad. With that having been said, my bureaucracy situation is actually doing much better. I wonder if the ones that I built up are able to hire... No? Only the ones in Bihar. Interesting. Are we short on qualifications in East Bengal or something? I don't know. I don't know, and it's making me... It's filling me with fear. Will it tell me? It should tell me, right? Talk to me, government sectors in East Bengal. Why are you not able to hire? They're trying to hire aristocrats? They're trying to hire bureaucrats. Aristocrats in manor houses are satisfied with their current employment. That's weird. Oh, this is the caste system bullshit. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. The qualifications for changing are insufficient, and that's why they're not going properly. The ones in Bihar are having a problem too, actually, now come to think of it. Alright. But we are continuing to build up more government admin. Hopefully that will sort itself out in the medium term and just end up taking a long time. So, the Bombay army is almost here. Let's hope that Britain is still winning these battles. Well, not this one, but the territory is still mostly British held. And the British are winning this battle. And now, this battle is going our way as well. So, that war should be going just fine. Ooh, excellent. Increasing success chance to 60%. So, you know, good enough to get a couple stages pretty quickly, right? Oof. Alright, so, yes, so the next target's going to be Sindh. I'm going to take them as a protectorate. So how does this look? I still need the Punjab Hills, and there are a couple of small states around here. Like I need Baluchistan, which is split between these two countries. I need Sindh. I need Quetta, which is split between these two countries. And I need Pashtunistan, which is split between these three countries. And obviously I need the Punjab Hills, which is split over here as well. I may need to take Punjab Hills and Kashmir at the same time in one war. Kashmir is part of my target list. Yes, it is. Alright. So, we're making good progress. We're helping the British in a war. We're dealing with our bureaucracy shortage. Let's hope things continue to go well. It is the end of 1838, so that is all we've got time for today. My nerds, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.